Hey folks, it's Vicon here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Boulder Canyon. I'm just coming around a corner and putting this one going again. He stopped right out on the corner there, just as I finished up. So we're going to just follow it along the side of the field here. We will have to nurse it around that big stone. It doesn't like doing internal corners on fields. That's what I call it. An internal corner. It doesn't like that type of corner. It cuts, well, it's not that it doesn't like them, it's just that it cuts across them. So if you've got your corner tight to anything at all, then it will just drive into it. So hopefully it's not going to drive into it too much, because we've only got a very narrow header on here, but, well, I was hoping. Oh, no, he's just managed to get round there. It's not through quality driving, but by just like slamming into it and sliding along the side, doing untold thousands of dollars worth of damage to our poor machine here. But it's still running. That's the main thing. So nobody was killed, and it's still running. So let's just move swiftly on from there and pretend that nothing went wrong at all. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to this bad boy here, and I'm going to go get rid of the front loader a second, and then I'm going to get the trailer there. I'm actually thinking of keeping the front loader on for a bit of added weight. No, I won't, because if you drive around too much with the front loader on, it does tend to bounce up and down a bit, and it doesn't do it a lot of good. So if we take the thing off completely, we won't have it bouncing up and down and damaging our tractor. And what we can do instead is we can bring this one over here. We can unhitch that front weight right there, or rear weight for us. And then we'll go and get the big trailer over this side. Combine's probably going to stop and be full before we've quite gotten over there. We want to empty out this trailer load here. So back round the corner there, like that. There we go. And we'll hook that one on. And then I can go racing up this way to the cattle. We've got to go this way because the direction we have it set for tipping. And I don't want to bother changing it over. I'm just being lazy at this point. Now, remember, I did promise you that I would try. No, I didn't say that I would try. I promised you that I would have that Vicon baler running in this episode. I made a solemn promise, so I will do it. I will get that baler running in this episode. We're going to go now. As soon as I have unloaded the combine, I am just about to go rushing off and do it. We will then go and get the mowers onto the tractor, onto the Case Puma, and as soon as we've done that, we can do twice round the outside edge of the field. When I've done twice around the outside edge of the field, I'm going to just go and get the baler started up. And I'm going to start doing a little bit of work with the baler. I'm not going to do a great deal of it, because we don't need to. We don't need to get the windrows out the way. But we'll do like a line or something like that, just so that you can see it working. And then we can put the baler, we can put the mower back onto the tractor, and we can go and carry on with that. And do all of the mowing. Once all of the mowing is finished, then we can come back and we can go and do a whole load more of everything else that we want to do. Sounds simple enough. It's a foolproof plan, I think. I feel that we can do this. So we can see the new mowers, the new Vicon mowers, the Vicon Fernland DLC mowers hard at work, and we can also see the other mowers hard at work, and not the mowers. We can see the baler hard at work as well. I won't be using the other machinery from that DLC in this playthrough, but I could very well get some of them going in my next playthrough, if I sort of so fancy. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't really made my mind up. Right, let's just get out of the way of that combine there a second so that he can go on around that corner. If you could just do that a minute. There we go. Right, you go and do that, and now I can pull up alongside you and we can take off the rest of the grain that is in the tank here. And as soon as we have done that, we can then go and get our mowers underway. Just filling up the back of it. I like to coat the entire bottom of the trailer if I can. Let's see if I can get round this sign. There. Right, we've both gone either side of the sign without knocking it over. Just once, although I did run out of trailer. Yeah, I went on a little bit too far. All right, you carry on there. You're doing fine. So I want you I'm going to need the mowers over here. We've got the 20,000 now that we got from selling our stuff, so we want to go into here, we want to customize, and we do want to add on those bits at the back. Wait, what? Huh? Are you kidding me? I paid 55,000 for that. And it was going to charge me an extra 20 grand to get it, but when I get it in here in the workshop, it doesn't cost me anything. Although it's saying base cost of everything is free. Yeah, I want to purchase that for absolutely nothing. Not quite sure what's happened there, but that doesn't feel quite right. That feels like a bug. Now, I don't know if that's a bug with the DLC. It could be a bug with the DLC. I'm not sure if it's actually been released officially yet. It might have been, I think it has been released by the time you see this video. It has been released. So that could be a bug that is dealt with once it's been released. Not really sure. But anyway, we saved ourselves 20 grand, so I'm quite happy about that. Considering that the other mowers that have got swathing options don't cost 75,000, I'm kind of okay with doing it like this. I know it does sort of feel a little bit cheaty, I will admit, but I'm still okay with doing it. Just once, just this once, we'll let this sort of thing go. Now, I would like to go this way round. I know that does mean going up the steep part of the hill, but I still want to do it, just because I'm stubborn. So I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to go and start that one up. I'm going to go and start this back one around. Let's have a look on here. So we got turn on, fold mower. Have we got, right, selected work mode wide spreading, because he's lifted them up like that. Left control Y. Lower that one down. So selected work mode, swath dropping. Left swath. Right swath. I don't know if that puts everything into a right swath or if it just drops it over and then you lift them both up. Right, well, we're going to do it like that. That's how we're going to do ours. This is quite cool. I like this. I've seen these actually working in real life. Not up close. I've seen them in the fields. Right. Start you up. We've got the belt working on there as well. That should drop it all down into the middle. And then I can switch over to the front one. Control V to lower everything down. That's not Control Ving. Control V. There we go. Right, it has dumped it into the middle. Now all I got to do is just go on round the field. This is a nice big swath. The only problem with butterfly mowers is that they do leave a strip of grass when you go around tight corners. So the outside rounds, you always end up getting these little strips of grass, and they do bug me, so I usually go back over and I get them and I pick them up. But I guess, you know, we don't really need to worry about them. 6K coming up the hill. No, I'm leaving it in K because I've still got some other stuff that I need to do with the time lapse, and yeah, I don't want to make mistakes. So we'll leave it in K. 6K, about, what's that, 4 miles an hour, something like that. Not too bad, considering we got the mowers running at the same time as doing this. I like the way that the swath dropping is working. It seems to be pretty good. It doesn't seem to be leaving it excessively wide. It's sort of when you go to turn around a corner, it's leaving it a bit wider. But it's not excessively so. It's not, it doesn't look like it's kind of out of place and doing it wrong. Going over the steep hill just there, the front mower is not quite reaching down as far as it should, I would say. But overall, so far, I am pleased with what I've seen here. We'll go right on round the field. Remember, I said I was going to do twice round, but I might not. Just to start with, we might only do once round, so that we... No, well, actually, I think we've got time to do twice round. We will do twice round properly, and then we'll come back. And I also need to do the middle rock as well, which we'll go and do. I won't do that just yet. I'm going to go right round the edge of the field first. Get these done, and we get that baler going. I'm keen to get that baler going, although I'm loving these mowers. the way they're kind of laid out, that they seem a bit different to other mowers that I've seen, and I'm liking these. Vicon mowers. These are actually pretty good. I'm liking these a lot. Get on round up the top there. See, I'm still missing little tiny bits of that front mower. He seems to... What it seems to be is he's jumping up and down ever so slightly. It's like slightly steep, so I suspect that going across the side of the hill, there is going to be patches that we're going to have that are going to be slightly steep as well. Like there's the odd patch with the previous mowers that we were having the odd little issue with. Right, let's lift that one up, and then the back mowers will lift up as well. Now we turn around like this. Lower everything down. It's Control V to do that, and then it lowers them both down at the same time. And then away we go. Just a little bit too far away from the edge there, but that's alright. And coming down over this hill, we're probably again going to be missing bits with the front mower. Yeah, there's just odd little bits that we're missing with the front mower as we go through. It's not brilliant, is it? It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. We'll probably want to do and there's another bit that we've missed. But I was doing that with the other mower. That's not something new. That's not something unusual and new that we've not seen before. This is something that was happening with the previous set of mowers, so it's not something that we really need to concern ourselves with a huge amount. If I go over here, lower the mower down, and the back one, that will get that little bit that we missed going the other way. And I'll take it over a little bit here. I'm going to just stop right there a second, and I'm going to go to this one. Start you up, and that combine is just about to come along. We'll unload this combine as he goes through, and then we can go back over to the mowers. So at the moment I'm pleased with the mowers. It's the uneven bit in the field that we've got. We know that we've got slightly uneven areas in the field, and that's down to how we've made our fields. It's not down to the mowers, I wouldn't say. So I don't think that we can pin any blame on the mower skipping a bit with the actual mod, because we had those bits being skipped previously with our other mowers that we were using in the field anyway. So there's nothing new, nothing unusual is happening there. It's same old that we've seen before. Other than that, the mower seems to be performing really well. It's pretty much a standard mower with a nice swath dropping option, and I think it looks quite cool. So I'm pleased with that mower. It's the baler that I'm really keen to test out. How is it going to function? How is it going to work? Now remember, we have boosted it up to 8,000 litres per bale, so it is going to make a difference. You are limited. It's very much like, do you remember the Crone, I can't remember what it was called, the Crone something. We had a Crone machine that we used previously. I'm going to leave you right there because I've now emptied that one out. We had a Crone baler that we used, and that was a continual feed round baler, and it was really good. We used that one in FS15 and again in FS17 when it was converted over, and that was a really good baler. But if you were doing that on 4,000 litres per bale and you were doing silage, it went really, really slow because of how long it took to do the wrapping bit. The wrapping bit was what slowed it down. This one's not going to be any different to that. It's the same as in real. I did see some people complaining about it, saying it didn't seem very realistic because of how slow it made the tractor go. Well, actually, it does do that in real life. It slows the tractor way down in real life when it's doing it because the whole wrapping process slows down. Right, if I lift my mowers up like that, there, I can take out that corner and tidy it up. We have got time. We have got time, so I'm going to go around. I'm going to do a second round around the outside edge of the field. And we'll also do a double twist around the big stone up over there. Get that bit done, and then we can get that baler going. Although I'm tempted to like have the baler going now, because then we've got, what, 15 minutes of running the... No. Let's just once stick with one of the things that we said that we would do. I said from the start we do twice rounds, then we get the baler going. So let's actually try doing that. Let's actually try doing what we said that we were going to do. Complete novelty, I know. It's very highly unusual to be doing what we said that we would do, but we'll try it on for size. We'll see what it's like. I mean, it doesn't sit well with me, and it probably doesn't sit well with you either. Frithgar doing what he said that he was going to do may seem like strange and unusual territory. Don't worry, I'll get back to normal fairly soon. Normal service will be resumed momentarily. Right, I'll go up over here, and I'm going to lift the mowers here, I think. Lift that bit up like that, and then we can spin back round over to here. Go on up there, lower them down again, and off we trot. So there's a couple of little patches as we came up across here that we left a few bits. I am wondering if I should do a third time around. Once I get the mowers going again, do a third time round before I start the hired help going, so that we don't get left with like loads of bits all over the ends. I suspect we're going to be left with bits at the ends of the field otherwise. I don't really know though. Well, that's something we'll wait and see. That's definitely going to be a wait and see moment, I think. I'm not going to cut in on here. I'm going to leave this one just going out like this. But what I am going to do is I'm going to stop it in a second, and I'm going to go into the big stone in the middle. I'll bring it to about... Let's stop there a minute, shall we? And then we'll lift that one up. Lift that back mower. There. See, we're going to left another little patch. I am wondering if maybe this front mower is a bit more sensitive to not quite getting everything than some of the others. Like, some mowers, I think, are a little bit better for gathering everything up. They're not... none of them are brilliant. Especially, like, butterfly mowers are always bad. Like, whenever you turn a corner with a butterfly mower, especially, you're always left with a big strip. But if you're going over uneven ground, front mowers seem particularly vulnerable to problems. Front mowers always seem vulnerable to problems when you're doing uneven ground. Right, so now I'll come back in here, and we'll keep the strips narrow, and that way I can clean up those bits. Sort of going to work. It is sort of going to work. We'll do something like that. It just means I'll have to do a little bit extra going around the stone. Missed. Missed a little bit there. Let's go and get that. And then take you out round like that. Yeah, that'll do. Let's not worry about it too much. We'll come back. We'll tie anything else on there. We'll just tidy that up ourselves in a bit. We won't worry about it just now. So let's go back over this side. Line up again and start doing the rest of the final round around the outside edge of the field here. So I'll bring you to about there, I think. And that one will drop down there. And we're away. It doesn't have quite the width on the pickup on the baler that the baler I normally use has. The square baler, the one that I like. That's got a nice wide width on it. The quadrant baler in the Class DLC was a huge disappointment for me. The pickup width on it was way too narrow. I was so disappointed with that because I really wanted to use the quadrant baler. I thought it'd be really awesome to be able to use that. We are definitely missing a couple of extra bits on the grass compared to other mowers. This one does seem to be a teensy bit more sensitive to it. Just the uneven ground. It is only where there's uneven ground, though. And that is kind of... I mean, you would kind of expect that. If our fields were a little bit more level, then, yes, it wouldn't be so much of a problem. Because we already had this issue with the previous front-mounted mower. It just seems to be slightly more pronounced with this mower. Only slightly. There's not a big difference in it. I don't think we are going to need to do anything more than twice round. That's a fair bit there. So there's a nice width there for it to be able to turn round on. I think that's going to be alright. I think we're just going to be left with a lot of patches all over the field where the front mower is just lifted ever so slightly on any ground that is not level enough. That seems to be this one's Achilles heel. Every machine seems to have, like, slight issues. I mean, that kind of goes with territory, I suppose. With any farming, like, there's always going to be teething problems with a machine. There's always going to be slight issues that you've got to work your way through somehow, some way. And the issues that we got with this one are that it's not quite even, is it? It's not quite. It doesn't. I think it's just a drop on the front mower. It doesn't drop down as far as it should. That's the main issue. Right, our combine is almost full. I'm going to ignore the combine. I'm not going to worry about unloading the rest of it because we're going to run out of time otherwise. And I did promise you that I would test out this baler. So I will test out this baler. Let's just drive that down there and we'll stop there. Let's lift that up. Now, what I will do now is I will just simply... I'm just going to dump it down there, and then I'm going to back up here a little bit like this, and I'm going to just drop that straight off there like that while it's still running. I know, it's criminal. I shouldn't be doing things like that. That is absolutely wrong and criminal, and I definitely shouldn't. And then we can go, we get that front weight on there, and we'll run back over here. We will get the baler. I told you we'd have the baler running. Oh, ye of little faith. I was able to do it. Told you I would. And there we go. Frithgar delivers. Frithgar has delivered. You cannot accuse me of not delivering, not doing what I said I was going to do. So we'll unfold it as we go racing along. It unfolds the wrapper on the back. They're all ready for us. And I'm going to go the other way round rather than trying to go up the steep hill to start with. So I'm going to go whizzing over and around like this. Right. Let's start this bad boy up. See, it says 3,000 on there to start with. And is the pickup reel what I want it to be? Now, you'll see here, when we get to the 3,000 litre mark, it will then transfer. And this is the really cool thing. And it does actually have the animation like in real life. And then it's going to start filling up the rest of it. Now... I'm going 10k at the moment. Is it going to go faster than that? Slowing down a bit. It's because the 3k tank at the front, I think, does affect it. So it's doing 9k across the field. That's according to the speed that it's picking up. And then it's still doing 9k. It's staying at that. We've got the 3,000 moving into the tank at the front. So it's not as fast as some of the other ones that we've used, but it is wrapping at the same time. Like, you've got to remember, I don't have to now go and change over. We've dumped that one out the back. We've dropped the bale already, and it's sticking to 9k pretty much, and it's traveling along the field. So the only alteration that we would want, because we're doing a larger capacity bale, is rather than it doing 3k on that front bit, you'd really want it to do a little bit more on the front bit, maybe. And that would allow the vehicle to run just a little bit faster. At least that's what I think. I don't know if it would or it wouldn't. But it seems to be working alright at the moment. So it goes into there, and then it's going to drop that one down there, and it's also going to transfer the bale at the back. The wrapping procedure is quite quick. So it's slow. It's definitely not as fast as it could be. Like, we've definitely seen faster machines than this. But, on the other side of the coin, it is doing a continuous feed baling. And not only is it doing continuous feed baling, it's wrapping it at the same time. So we don't have to go back round and wrap everything once we're all finished. And see how fast it does the wrapping. It's got a dual wrapper on the back. Rather than a single wrap, it's got dual wrap. So it does 2 lots, and then it dumps it down. I thought for a minute that round bale was going to go whizzing off across the field, but it's not. It's absolutely fine. And then on you go up the hill. It does slow it down ever so slightly once it does the transfer. I think it would go faster than this, because we're doing about 6-7 miles an hour, and I think it would go faster than this if we had a thinner crop on the ground. And I think it could. Even though we've altered the bale capacity, I think it's still working on it running the 4,000 litre bale capacity, and that's pretty good considering it's wrapping it at the same time. So I think overall this baler is... I like it. I do. It is a little bit slower with the wrapping procedure, but I'm wondering if we weren't wrapping, if we'd gone and done hay with this, would it still be this slow? or would it be a bit faster? And that's sort of a question that we could ask it later on. I'm just gonna go up to the end of the row here. That one bale that I've left behind there, I think, is gonna end up causing us a bit of a problem, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna go right the way around the edge of the field because I don't want to be left with a huge quantity of bales all the way around the field that are gonna get in the way of the mower. And they are. If we go and leave a load of bales everywhere, they are gonna just get in the way of our mower. The pickup is wide enough. Right, lower that one down there and let him drop out. And then we'll go up here. We'll let it do the transfer. Just going to back up a bit. That bale is now rolling on down the hill, which is not very helpful. That's going to get right in the way of our mowers, isn't it? If I go this way, travel over here, and I'll kick that bale over there like that. There. Right. You go that way. Okay, we have done the baling. We've tried out the baler. It works very well. It works very nicely. I've got a couple of little patches of grass that have been left in the field, unfortunately, but I don't think it's a major problem. I think it's more inconvenience rather than a major issue. So we're not going to concern ourselves with it. We're going to let that go. We need to get that combine unloaded, and we need to get our tractor back on with the mowing so that we can get going with the baling again. The baling is still going to take a bit of time because of the speed that the, like, you got to have the wrapper going as well, and like the whole thing combined. It is a little slow. If you had 2 people to do the job, right? If you had 2 people to do the job, then yes, it would be quicker to do the large square baler and someone follow along behind using the wrapper. That would be faster. I'm not gonna say that it wouldn't be, or you could have a round baler and someone could run along behind and do it afterwards, and I don't think that would be faster. I don't know about that. That might be. I'm really not sure if that would be faster or not. Absolutely no clue. I'm going to try this one here. I'm going to turn it round. I'm going to bring it over here like this. And I'm going to try setting hired help going just from here. So I'm not quite sure what the angle is that I need to be at. I go there. That's the angle we need to be at. There. So he's going to go along there. He's going to pick up the front mower, and then he's going to go along a little bit further, and he's going to pick up the back mower. And is that going to be where he wants to turn round? He will turn round there. He's going to leave a bit of a strip behind. Fortunately, that fence has got collision on it. I'm going to let him figure out what he wants to do there. And while he's doing that, I'm going to get this one going. We're going to run down to the other end. We'll unload that combine, and then we can tip out the grain trailer, and then we can get back over to the mowers. So he's just going to go back along, do another little short slice over there, and then he'll do a big long run all the way along the field. And don't think it's going to cover all of the field down the other end. I think it's going to miss a big strip. So we'll have to come back and do that big strip right at the very end of the mowing, I think, rather than trying to worry about it at the beginning. We'll let him just carry on and do everything that he wants to do. Why are you just stopped like a lemon here? You should still be moving. You should fire up now and then carry on. That's what you're supposed to do. Put that one there so it covers the bar. I really love the way that it creeps up in just like a very realistic fashion with loading the trailers, and then it covers over the bars that are across the trailer as well. It's the little tiny details like that that make the game for me. Like when you see these things working, you just a minor. It's only a really small thing. That it is a very, very small detail, but it's little details like that that really make it for me. It really does make a big difference between a game, an acceptable game and a really, really good game. I think that's kind of what does it. Now, let's jump over to here. You missed a big strip, didn't you? Yeah, that's not quite what I was hoping for. Oh, I'll come back and pick that up at the end. That's fine. I can do that. That's no problem, because you're just going to carry on now. You're going to do the bit up there. And then we'll be able to go through and we'll be able to do the baling. So the baling is going to take a minute or two to get round it all, but we will have wrapped round bales when we're finished. And that's the important part, is it's all going to be wrapped round bales once we're finished. All completely done, and that's kind of what I like about it. That it will be properly all finished up. And I also like the fact that we've got it all dropping into a neat and tidy swath along here, which means that there is no raking, no anything extra, and we do have the little tiny patches of grass that we're leaving behind everywhere we go. I don't like that. That is definitely, this one is a little bit more sensitive than the previous front-mounted mower than we had. I don't know if that's possibly another bug with it that just needs a little tiny tweak or something. We do have some fairly uneven fields here, so it's probably also related to that. So it could be either, and then of course we've got steep lands, so it always leaves strips on steep land. That we cannot do anything about. That's completely beyond our control. There is nothing we can do about the strips that are left behind on a steep land. But I've just about run out of time now. That's about it. But I have done what I said I would do. I told you that I would have a run around with the mowers, and I would also trial our brand shiny new baler that we've gone and got. And I did both. I had the run around with the mowers, and I have the shiny new baler working in here as well. You've seen it all here first. Well, you've probably seen it somewhere else first, but you have seen it here. You did eventually get to see it here as well. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.